Now the Master Grade 2.0 Gundam Mark II is by far one of the pinnacle Master Grades of our generation. At least, I believe so. It does everything right when it comes to just the articulation, when it comes to the details, the structure, engineering, everything just makes it a great Master Grade. Now I've had this Master Grade in my collection for about 9 years, and honestly it stood the test of time. It's one of my favorite Master Grades on the shelf, and it just looks beautiful even after all these years. Now looking at the details on the head, it's going to have a lot of panel lining, and that's something I really like. To just have the ability to panel line as much as possible, it's going to be pretty fun. And then you're also going to have a couple of stickers for the eyes as well as the top camera, but honestly you can easily paint those in. Now the side vents, that's going to be just parts, so hey, looks good. Now taking a look at the body, it is going to have that very dark navy blue, which looks great. Not as much panel lining on it, however, it is still going to look really good. And then when we go to articulation, you'll see it does actually have a pretty decent range of movement. And of course, the cockpit can open up. Now for the arms, honestly, the only thing I really don't like about the arms is going to be the elbows. I think the elbows is probably going to be its weakest point. Now you got the shoulders right here, and you're going to have to paint inside there, but I was obviously a noob, and I did a pretty shoddy job. But, you know, it looks really good. You're still going to have some details right here on the shoulders. Not as much on the arms themselves, but, you know, throw some decals on there, or if you want, you can scribe some panels in there, which will be fine. Now for the waist, all the front vents right there, that's going to have to be painted, and then all those little etched in details, you know, I just went ahead and panel lined that, but it looks pretty decent. And taking a look on the back, that's going to be pretty much a bland slate, not really much going on right here. Now for the backpack, you are going to have the thrusters right here at the top, which also houses the beam sabers. And just looking at the thrusters, honestly, if I knew how to do the techniques back in the day, I would definitely paint these up like a nice colored chrome, and then just give it that heated metal effect, because I think that's going to look good. And this is something that makes me really want to get another Master Grade Mark II, just so that way I can do a little bit of extra techniques, a little bit of weathering here and there. Now taking a look at the back of the legs, you are going to have this fabric material that's going to act as like the hydraulic pipings. It's going to look really good. I love it. Obviously it's going to be pretty much difficult to paint it, if you can paint it at all, just because it is a fabric of sorts. So you may have to like opt out and get some, you know, plastic tubing to, you know, paint it and, you know, create however you want it. But this looks good. And then, you know, just the overall legs are going to have some pretty decent details. I love the side vents right here, and yeah, even on the front, you're going to have great looking detail, all these little etched in, you know, spots. I love it. I absolutely love it. Now looking at the feet, I think the feet look amazing. Love it, love it, love it. And you're also going to have these working pistons that are like fantastic, and something that I really wish most Master Grades had. I mean, obviously the Barbatos has these like riddled all over, but why can't most of Master Grades that come out just have these? They're great, and you know, I don't know. I just think that this is something that should happen a lot more often in the Master Grade line. Now for articulation, the head is going to be on a ball joint and can basically move all around and back and forth. The arm can go up and down, can rotate back and forth. The shoulder armor is going to be independent and can move. The shoulder armor is going to be independent, can move out about that far. Rotation at the bicep. 2 points of articulation, so you're going to have one about right here, giving it a 90-degree bend, and then finishing off with just a beautiful 180. Ball joint at the wrist, and it's going to be able to move out that far. Finger's going to be on ball joints such as the thumb, the index, and these three connected. And for the waist, it really can't move too much side to side, but on the inside of the waist is going to be a ball joint, so it can kind of like maneuver around. Ball joint for the thruster. Beam saber can move forward. Ball joints for the thrusters. Side skirts can move out. Front skirts can move out. Nothing for the back skirt. Leg moves forward. Can't move sideways about that far. There's a mechanism on the inside that allows you to pretty much move this forward. Rotation at the hip. There's going to be a lot of armor separation and stuff going on, so bear with me. Whenever you do your first bend, you're going to have that beautiful separation right there, the thigh armor, and then you're also going to have some separation here with the knee. So if you look again, you're going to have some movement right there. So definitely 2 points of articulation right here, looking beautiful. Now over here, whenever you bring this down, you're going to have some separation right here at the shin. Side to side movement for the foot. Up and down for the ankle armor. Those pistons moving once again. And lastly, a sweep bend at the foot. Now the articulation on this thing is superb. Honestly, even though it's a little bit dated, it still holds up extremely well, and even against some of the newer master grades that has recently came out. Honestly, this is something that you're going to love playing with. And now for accessories, you are going to have the beam rifle. It's going to look really good. It's going to have some really good details in my opinion. Overall, it's not really bad, and it's going to have a handle right here that you can actually flip up, and it pegs into the hand with the basic mechanism of just pegging in. And if you wanted your mecha to be a cowboy, you can also put the beam rifle right here on the side skirt. And next you're going to have is going to be the bazooka. It's going to have 3 different colors, so you're going to have like your navy blue, you're going to have your white, and then this purple, which it looks pretty odd to be honest. I'm not too much of a fan of that. However, the pack is detachable, so if you want, you can take this off and then reattach any of the extra packs right on it. And it can also be stored on the back. Now it's also going to come with a shield. 2 stickers are going to be right here for the sides, and I'll just put a little decal on there, but it's pretty unique in a way that it has a gimmick that if you just pull this up and then slide it back, basically shrinks for storage. So I like that. That's a pretty cool gimmick, and you can also store some of the beam rifles magazines right here on the inside of it, so you could detach and have it act as if it's grabbing one and put it on the rifle. Now in order to connect it to the arm, you are going to have this piece, and you can either put it underneath or you can put it on the side. So all you need to do is just slide it on either end, and that's going to be able to attach underneath the arm. And for the last accessory, you're going to have 2 beam sabers and also 2 beam saber effect parts. Now for height comparisons, here he is next to the Master Grade 2.0 Hyakushiki, and they stand roughly around the same height. And here he is next to the high grade RX-78-2, and basically just towers over him. Honestly though guys, this is one of my favorite master grades. I've said it plenty of times, I'm going to keep saying it. This is pretty much a must buy. If you don't have this in your collection, and especially if you're a UC, fanboy such as myself, I think this is a must have. I wouldn't say like, oh, you can opt out and just get the high grade, or you can get the real grade, even though the real grade is actually pretty solid as well. But I just think the Master Grade 2.0 just brings a lot to the table, and it has that size presence, and it just looks really good. Now one of the last things I did forget is that it comes with a mini hanger. Unfortunately, I don't know where mine is, so yeah, I couldn't display it with it, but it does come included with the Master Grade 2.0. Well, that's all from me, guys. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully you did enjoy this review. If you want to see another kit be reviewed for a reprise, then let me know in the comment section below. But that's all from me. Bye-bye.